Are you tired of feeling like a pushover? This is the video for you. Hi, it's Sherry. Today I want to talk to you about something really near and dear to my heart. How to actually have strong boundaries. And this is, I'm just moving my note. I do actually have notes this time. This is one of the most important conversations that you and I are ever going to have. Because without boundaries, nothing else in your life works. Nothing else in your life is going to feel comfortable. You're not going to be confident. You're not going to have your shoulders back. You're not going to feel like, yay, I can do anything. You're going to feel like the people-pleasing little doormat mouse who doesn't get to choose anything in her life. And that's not good. You don't want to feel that way. We are done feeling that way. You are over it. That's why you're here. So let's talk about the 4 things that I feel are absolutely essential to really changing the way that you look at boundaries, installing boundaries in your life, and then, moving forward and being a happier person. Because isn't that what it's really all about? Is going from stressed out misery to being a blissed out babe on the beach. Even if it's just metaphorically on the beach. But you know what I mean, right? Okay, so first and foremost, number 1, figure out your why. Why do you want to have boundaries? And what boundaries are important to you? This involves knowing what your core values are, what you will and will not tolerate. Once you know what you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with, it becomes a lot easier to say in words out loud, that's not okay. I don't want you to do that anymore. And when you know your why, that really drives you to actually make it happen. If you don't have a big why and you don't know what it is that bothers you, and you don't know why it's bothering you, and you don't know why you need it to change today, nothing is going to change. It's that simple. This is one of those linchpins, okay? Now, I talk about this a lot. There's 3 linchpins for any transformation: changing your habits, your physical habits, sleeping, eating, drinking, whatever, changing your emotional habits, the way you talk to yourself. Sorry, my phone is like blowing up here. Changing your emotional habits, the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you allow other people to talk to you. And then number 3 is having a big why. And so number 3 is crucial for so many things, because if we don't have a really juicy reason why we want to do something, we never will. If you are perfectly content at the weight that you're at, you are never going to drop those 10 pounds or 20 pounds or 50 pounds or whatever the weight is. If you are perfectly content in the relationship with your spouse that you have right now, you are never going to make them change or to change your own habits and behaviors in order to make that relationship different. If you are perfectly content with the career path that you are on, then you're not going to change anything. We don't change things just to change them. We change them because we're looking for a different outcome. So knowing that gives you a lot of power. The second thing that you have to do if you want to really change your habits around boundaries is what I call gremlin hunting. It's figuring out what's holding you back from making this change. And I will tell you right now that 9 times out of 10, it is fear. It is fear of the unknown. It is fear of change. It is fear of a negative reaction. It is fear of being overwhelmed. It is fear. The psychology of fear is really, really, really critical when we are talking about boundaries. if you do not have a good way to manage your fear, you're not going to be successful. So this one, it's a little trickier. Fear is one that you really need to do a lot of reassurance with yourself. And you really need to say, I'm afraid, but, because that but is going to allow you to do it even though you're afraid. Now, here's the secret. And you've probably heard this a million times, but I'm going to say it again anyways, because it is just that good. The secret to bravery is feeling the fear and doing it anyways. Period. The guys that win the Purple Hearts on the battlefield, they are not completely oblivious to the fact that they should be frightened out of their minds. They're frightened out of their minds, and they did it anyways. They gritted their teeth and they worked through it. And they came out the other side a different person than they were on the side that had all the fear on it. They knew that they could do what needed to be done in the moment, and that they were the strongest, most badass human being they'd ever seen. Don't you want that for you? To know that you are an incredible, brave, and amazing human being? If that's you, raise your hand and say, yes, please, please give me that. Give me that knowledge of myself. Give me that strength. Give me that ability to make change in my life. Number 3 is a continuation of what we were just talking about. It's having the courage to really, really, really implement this, and to know that no matter what happens, you will be okay. You'll be more than okay. Because here's the thing. When you're a people pleaser and you are uncomfortable and unsure and you're overwhelmed and you're giving and giving and giving and giving to the point where you just want to cry every single day, you don't know how on earth you are going to survive another minute. When you are in that place and you choose specifically to do the thing anyways, that, my friends, is courage. That is bravery. You deserve a Purple Heart when you do that. And it's so easy. I realize it seems really terrifying on your side of the little tiny gap that you have to jump. It seems like it is this immense chasm of fear and doubt and overwhelm and terror. Not just fear, but terror, like psychological, like wholly intense, like, please do not do this to me, terror. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be. When you get to the other side and you've made this jump and you've started to grab your self-confidence and your self-esteem and your self-love, you realize that what the gap that you actually had to bridge was really small. It just felt enormous. It's like, you know how you can get the little glass cubes that do different for science and stuff. Every planetarium has them, where they'll magnify things or make things smaller or whatever. Or maybe a funhouse mirror where it's some things are smaller, some things are bigger. You know, sometimes they look like this and sometimes they look like this. It's like we're looking at things through a funhouse mirror or through one of those glass things. And so we think that what we're seeing is this big, enormous, horrifically terrifying thing. But when you jump through it, you realize that it was just this little tiny gap. We made a mountain out of a molehill. The thing that's coming to my mind right now is, remember in Indiana Jones and the Lost Crusade. I love Indy. He was so much fun. I hope they do another one. But anyways, in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, when he's trying to save his dad, and he sees this big, wide canyon that he has to try and get across. And I don't even remember what the phrasing was, but there was, you had to just walk, you had to take the leap of faith, basically. Okay? The leap from the lion's mouth, you have to take the leap of faith. And he couldn't see a way across until he moved ever so slightly and realized that there was actually a bridge there. He just didn't see it. It's the same thing with boundaries. It really is. And when you take that first step and you realize that it's easy, it's not as terrifying as you think, the more you do it, the more courage you have, the more confidence you have. And this is why I like to say, start with small. Start with small situations, small people that don't matter as much in your life. Start with people or situations that don't matter as much in your life. And build that confidence, because confidence is like a muscle. So the more you build that confidence, the more confident you'll be. And then you're starting from a taller and a taller and a taller, and that's about as tall as I can get, a taller place. And that's amazing. It feels amazing to build your confidence up like that, to really be able to say, this is the best thing ever. Wow, I can't believe this is so amazing. The last piece to this puzzle, and it's so important and so easy to mess up and so incredibly easy to get right. Find your posse. Find your people. Find the people who will support you through this transformation. Find a mentor. Find a tribe of like-minded women who have gone through what you've gone through or are going through what you're going through. And lean on them for support. Hello, kitty cat. Lean on them. That's Churro. She's a bit of a brat. Lean on them for support. Lean on them for help, because it takes a village, people, and not just for raising children, but for transforming your life as well. It takes a village. It takes more than just you saying in the moment, this is what I want. It takes you actually changing your life in a good way. That's it. That's all. That is all I've got for you guys today. So I truly, truly hope that this was incredibly helpful. If it was, drop a comment below. Give me a thumbs up. If it wasn't, drop a comment below. Give me a thumbs down. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be incredibly helpful for you. This was a lot of packed information in a very short period of time. And it may take you a few watches to really kind of figure it all out. However, if you want more, if you want to actually jumpstart this and figure out how to change your life faster, how to get those boundaries faster, how to feel comfortable about it faster, what to start with, what your values are, what your why is, how to figure out what's actually holding you back, what's behind that fear. What is it that you're afraid of? Because knowing what you're afraid of is half the battle. Because once you recognize that that's what's going on, it's so much easier to reason your way out of it. And then finding that real courage. If you're looking for a tribe that can help you do that, then my group mastermind is an incredible program for doing just that. So if you're interested in that, message me below. Say, I'm in, or I want more, or I'm ready, something, okay? Have a fabulous day wherever you are in this big, beautiful, amazing world, and we'll talk soon. Bye.